Hey, what's up everybody, it's Chronicles and welcome back to more Xenoblade Chronicles. Last time, we pretty much marathon all of the heart-to-hearts left in the game. And this time, we're going to be doing a certain side quest here in Frontier Village. So, let's talk to Gadada. I cannot stand it. More rumors of misuse of red pollen orbs. Dabby Dabba was behind it all, but he has been caught. Whatever is going on? I will wait a bit more for red pollen orbs. There are some who want to be shut down organization before reforming it. Friends, go look for a new place for secret club. What's wrong? Friends have gone all quiet. What? Real trade will take place up this tree at night? Is really true? Bana the Betrayer. Chat to Bana at Apex Lake in Frontier Village at night. When night falls, I will go to the top of that tree. I have very bad feeling about this. You need to be prepared. We could have done this quest a lot earlier, but I have a very good reason for holding off as long as I did. And I hope you appreciate that. The only thing I will say right now, make sure you're competently leveled because this fight because what's coming up will be pretty hard. So, let's talk to Bana. Hello? Bana knew you would come. Bana, you really Kingpin? I am. Bana. Really secret organization chairman. It was me all along. Making food and drink out of red pollen orbs. Selling it to secret clubs in Akabath. It has made me a rich Nopon. Bana bad. I work hard to make red pollen orbs for Nopon. Bana just used them to make money for himself. Better to trick than be tricked. If you have brain, you have to use it or just waste it. Gadara, Zatadan, and Dabba Dabba, all useful to me until very end. It's evil to trick everyone. I will never forgive you, Bana. It's me that will want to forgive you. It's your fault that secret organization collapsed. I'll wipe you all off the face of Bionis. Get over here. I'm scared, but will not give up. Friends will help me. Frenzied butt. Oh my gosh. So, yeah, I'm just gonna say this. This is my favorite quest in the entire game. Just the idea that we're gonna be fighting this Nopon, who is a drug lord, riding a giant dinosaur. It's just hilarious to me. And to make things even funnier, you can kind of hear it in the background, but listen to the music. Yeah, they're playing a tragic decision. They're playing friggin' Engel's theme. Yeah, probably the best villain theme in the entire game. And they give it to this Nopon, the drug lord. It is the funniest thing ever. I love it. This game may have its serious moments, but man, I love it most when it's just a wacky ass game. It is the funniest thing in the world to me. Alright. So let's pick up the chest, and for that we get a couple things. The sword plate. A level 10 ARPA for second gear. That would be nice. A monopon. I'll get into what that is a little later. And a Regal Baterix wing. So let's go over and talk to Gadara. Oh, I accidentally talked to Bana. Okay. How could you destroy my plans? No, why? Alright, let's talk to Gadara. I always thought of Bana as my good friend. He tricked me. He tricked everyone in the village. I feel so sad. Boo-hoo. 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 I will stop pretending to cry soon. I will tell everyone in village about Bana. I will make sure Bana gets really harsh punishment. Glad I asked friends for help. Thank you so much. Quest complete. Yeah, it's a really short quest, but man, it is so funny. Just the idea of it. Alright. And even funnier thing, if we can go to the pollen works. You see this hamster wheel that the Nopon is running? Yeah, they made Bana's punishment just running in this thing. That Pipiki below gave me bitter kiwi. You're not as good as Highmore caviar, but still made by day. You go, kid. What happened to Deba Deba? Eating nice food, sleeping in warm bed, not like me. Not fair. And also, yeah, he does this endlessly. No matter what time of day it is, he will always be running on this wheel. That is freaking hilarious. I love it. And also, another funny thing about that fight against Frenzy Bana, he was level 78. I mentioned before how in the boss fight against Zanza that they put question mark in place of the level, so they would add a little bit of an intimidation. Well, thanks to data mining, we actually know what the real level of it is, of Zanza is. He's level 80. Yeah, this little Napa drug lord is 2 levels below God. I love that. That is hilarious. That is the funniest thing in the game for me. Alright. Now that that's done, I think for right now, I think it's time. By defeating the ultimate drug lord, let's go ahead and start the process of defeating the strongest opponents in Xenoblade Chronicles. That's right. Time to talk about the super bosses. So, before we actually jump into fighting some of these guys, like this one up ahead, I should talk about equipment, because that is probably the most essential thing to bring up when talking about the super bosses. I've already mentioned a couple of them, but just as a refresher. Number 1. All physical attackers must have night vision. These things these things bypass the accuracy checks and allows you to hit enemies that are well above your level. And seeing how the level cap for each character is level 99 and super bosses are all enemies that are at least level 100 or above, and the strongest super boss is like I think level 120 or 130. Yeah, these things are a necessity. The other things that I would highly recommend having: have a debuff resist gem, and make sure you go to 100% with the debuff resistance. I'll get into more why this is the case, but this has to deal with the fact that some of the super bosses have spike damage, and they are debuff spikes, and they can be really, really nasty. And as a bonus, I would also recommend putting on some spike defenses. You don't have to go 100% all the way with spike defense. I think you can get maybe like 75% and be totally fine. But yeah, definitely be aware and definitely take advantage of any spike defense gems that you can. If you're wondering what the best places to get these gems are, for debuff resistance, go to Mac the Forest, search around this area right around the Decay Forest and look for Dinosaurus. These are level 90 enemies, and the crystals that they can drop can be refined into debuff resistance gems. As for spike defense, for right now, you can just kind of deal with combinations of ones that you can get from side quests that you've done, if you've been doing them. And next, let's talk about arts. Oh, right, the art book. For Shulk, obviously, there's not much you can do when it comes to shifting around arts. Just make sure you have a couple of level 10 art books, and Make sure shield is completely maxed out. All of the super bosses will unleash level 10 talent arts, so they can be very deadly. I would also highly recommend maxing out Monado Purge and Armor, since those are very useful arts and will help out a lot with those super bosses. For Melia, I would recommend having the art setups that I have. Summon Bolt so that you can increase her own damage. Summon Ice and Summon Earth so you can increase your Melia as well as her teammates' defenses. Summon Copy so that you can do more spamming of arts. Mind Blast so you can art seal, as well as Aura's seal. Reflection so you can do an automatic note button. And the Starlight Kick and Spear Break combo, since a lot of super bosses have high break resistance but low topple resistance. So this can be very helpful. Ricky, you can kind of put whatever you want, but the arts that I would recommend the most, Happy Happy and You Can Do It, so that you can recover health as well as do a lot more spamming of chain attacks, since that is probably your best tool against fighting the super bosses. Dunban have at least a couple of auras, with my top recommendations being Serene Heart and Heat Haze. Serene Heart so that you can avoid more of the super bosses' attacks, and Heat Haze so you can do 100% crit rate and recover health due to one of Dunban's skills. Other than that, you can kind of go with whatever that you need, but this is the setup I'm going with. Rhine, definitely have Magnum Charge, Berserker, Sword Drive, and Wild Down. Definitely have those 3 arts. Oh, 4 arts. I can't math to save my life. But definitely have those arts. Those are all very, very good arts to have. Other than that, you can kind of do whatever you want, but those are the ones I recommend the most. Fiora, definitely have Double Wind, Final Cross, Speed Shift, and Second Gear. Speed Shift will allow her to do more double attacks, and with one of her skills being one that turns all double attacks into critical hits, that can be very nice. Increasing your physical arts is always nice. Double Move will increase her tension, which will help her spam Final Cross more, which is a forced topple move. And again, can be very useful. Sharla, you can kind of just put whatever on her. I don't usually use her for super bosses, but if I do, definitely have a headshot in there so she could be useful for more chain attacks. Maybe had Thunderbolt and Covert Stance so that she could do a little bit of damage, but also remove the aggro on her. And have her healing moves, of course. Other than that, you can kind of put whatever. Oh yeah, I guess I can also show out the levels that each art is at right now. So that's it for Shulk. Here's all the levels for Melia's arts. Though, can I? No, I'm really close to maxing out Spear Break, but not quite. Here's Ricky. Here is Dunman. Here is Ryan. Here is Fiora. And here's Charlotte. Alright, now with that, let's talk about where each super boss is and kind of the best strategy for fighting it. First off, level 105 Ancient Daedala. So first of all, definitely have Shulk and Fiora for this. They can naturally hurt Mechon, and it will be useful for this. I would also highly recommend having Dunban in the party as well. And even though it does hurt a little bit to not have the Wyvern Cutlass and not have the night vision, I'm going to go in with the Machina Blade so that he could just naturally hurt the Mechon and I don't need to do a Monado enchant. Or actually, you know what? Never mind. I'm going back to it. I say this because I realize I'm not maxed out level-wise. I'm not level 99. So this might be tricky to do. If I was level 99, then yeah, Machina Blade 2 would be the best bet. But yeah. Another thing I would recommend is saving just before you fight them, so that you don't have to just constantly walk over to where they are. Now, the gimmick when it comes to Ancient Daedala, as soon as you approach, it will immediately activate a vision and will fire a laser at you. That'll do pierce damage and do a lot. Heck, even if it didn't kill me, it would be doing paralysis, I believe. So let's armor, so I can reduce the damage. So let's go. I don't think I'll fully show the fights with these things, but I will give at least a good strategy to them, show off what you get by defeating them, and just overall help you at least get an idea about how to fight these things. I'll fully admit that I'm not the best at fighting these things. Heck, even with the strategies that I've given you, it's not exactly foolproof. But it is definitely... But this is the strategy most Xenoblade players agree is probably the best route. Oh. Wow, I lost pretty much immediately. Oh! Okay, looks like I could keep going for a little bit. Let's purge so I can get rid of the spike. Oh, it resisted. Well, crud. You know what? I think I just remembered that I think this guy is actually not the lowest leveled one. So I think the lowest level one is actually here in Satoral Marsh. I think around the glowing obelisk. I'll run up to it and see if it is lower leveled. Okay, I found the super boss, and is it lower level? No, it is not. Despotic Arson. Okay, definitely don't want to fight that. Basically how that one works is it has exceedingly high agility. That's what makes that one a particularly high threat. Let's see, where would it... Actually, I don't really want to go anywhere else. Most of the other ones are really high leveled. Well, crud. You know what? I think that's fine. Because I think just leveling up a little bit more, I think actually might help out a little bit. And I can take that on with some of the non-super bosses, such as we can finally take on the immovable Gonzalez. Alright. Yeah, if you're not level 99, or at least level like 97-ish, I don't recommend fighting against the super bosses. And I would recommend grinding against any lower leveled what is it? Normal enemies. Uniques. There we go. That's the word. Stubble wind. Yeah, remember when this thing was so intimidating? And now we're like super high level to it, and it's just absolutely thrashing these things. Let's see, Spear Blade. And also, defeating these unique monsters also allows us to get affinity coins, which is also pretty useful. Ooh, sword drive. Yes, 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 yes. Yes, 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 yes. Immediately, I am going to max this thing out if I can. Highest damage potential in the game. Oh yeah, and also I got Lurgy. That can also level up. There we go. Max out poison damage. Alright, that was satisfying. I like that. Alright. So I think I'm gonna run around, defeat a couple of unique monsters, maybe build up some infinity coins, because again, skill linking can be very useful. In fact, I should probably talk about some of the skills that I would link. On Ricky's end, I would highly recommend doing anything involving nighttime. Since you do rely on the night vision gems, these are very nice to have, like reducing cooldown and increasing strength during night can be very helpful. Or I might as well just show off what I've linked so far. So critical drain, steel protection, restores HP to an encouraged ally, increase agility, greatly reduce effective spike attacks. Increase agility, greatly reduce spikes, increase tension, restores HP to an encouraged ally, restores HP, greatly reduces weight, reduces cooldown during the night, increases strength during the night. I don't need to read them all out. Alright. So there you go. And also, while I was scrolling through it, I just remember where the actual lowest leveled super boss is. I remembered because it's actually in the same location as the highest leveled one. But I'm gonna take care of it now, just because I can. Only at nighttime on the 3-stage summit in Valak Mountain, just behind this glorious Slobos. Final Marcus level 100. And thankfully it's not, there's no blizzard out tonight, so that means I am safe to take this thing down. Alright. So obviously it has a spike, definitely be aware of that. It has pretty strong physical attack, but it's not too, I'm so used to this thing not being much of a threat, but I guess because I am relatively low leveled, I guess it is causing a little bit of a issue. It also doesn't help either that he's surrounded by other level like 99 enemies that can assist him and cause a little bit of an issue for everyone. Also, I think it's because I'm also just going in with a solely attack focus party and not including like a healer. I think that also might cause some issues. Oh, and another Slobos just noticed me. Crud. Thrust. Dunbad, if you could come and revive me real fast. Oh, thank you, Slobos, for pushing me over to where Dunbad is. That was nice. Ah, I did it a little too late. Crap. Alright, encourage. Let's get rid of the aggro off of me. Flame beam. Alright, so let's Monado armor. Of course, happen just as soon as Dumbat goes down, of course. Alright, whatever. Alright, come on, survive Dumbands. You can be a little bit better tank. Alright, another flying beam. Alright, let's heal up Dumbat a little bit more. Monado. Oh! Well, dang, don't tell me I have to do casual mode just to keep all these super bosses in one video. Oh, even the game is telling me to go casual mode. Oh my gosh. Well, I at least showed you at least a little bit of it, and we're about half an hour into the video. So I think I'll save actually fighting these things for later. So, next time on Xenoblade Chronicles, we actually do take on the super bosses. After I've made myself a little stronger. See you guys next time.